Hello, all. Helping Hands for ECHS, the YouTube channel, is very happy to bring video number 12125. I'm Commander Santanam. This is a volunteer effort from me to help every veteran and family focused on ECHS services and policies. This video is an extension to video number 099. Please watch this video. This is on what we call it as domiciliary equipment, that is homemade equipment. I'll give you details in the next slide. How to get or how ex post facto approval is available for purchasing life saving domiciliary equipment. Just a quick introduction. The last 2 months, I've been trying to give a continued commitment across time zones on ECHS. I've been away for 2 months plus, away from India, but still a lot of satisfaction that I was still able to support ECHS beneficiaries, as helping ECHS beneficiary is a priority close to my heart. Although it is thousands of kilometers, the distance between India and the country where I stayed, the distance did not stop my support. There's 11-hour time difference. I could manage to support beneficiaries who approached me through WhatsApp. None of them, I think, till today know or knew that I was not in India and I was in a time zone, different time zone. My sincere thanks to every one of you for trusting me. Now let us a quick introduction. Question is, can an ECHS beneficiary get homemade equipment? Answer is yes. Homemade equipment in the ECHS policy is called as domiciliary equipment. You can get homemade equipment from ECHS. It's an important facility which is available. So every one of you, if there is a requirement, please ensure that you get this homemade equipment. This will be provided free of cost from ECHS, or in case it is to be purchased from outside, you will get reimbursement at CGHS rate. This is the only limitation. If a homemade equipment, let's say a wheelchair, is not able to be given by ECHS and you buy it, cost 20,000. The ECHS, CGHS or ECHS rate for the same wheelchair may be about 12,000 rupees. So you will get 12,000 rupees reimbursement. Another important thing is service specialist from military hospital or any government hospital specialist recommendation that there is a homemade equipment, that detail is very much needed as a prescription. It has to be there. So that prescription is basically, it will tell you what is the need for this homemade equipment, etc., etc. So please keep these three things. These two are. This is very important. Okay. What are the types of homemade which is available to beneficiary? Just a quick list. Many use this as we become old. Hearing aids, life-saving equipment, CPAP, BiPAP, or bilevel ventilator systems. This is a life-saving equipment. Oxygen concentrator is a life-saving equipment. Glucometer, wheelchair, nebulizer, walking stick, or any other item. There's a big list of items which is authorized as homemade equipment. Okay, and also authorized or is recommended by the specialist. These are some of the examples. What is important to note in this particular video is about the specifically about life-saving equipment. Now let us take a case: a beneficiary gets discharged. Okay. Till now, on discharge, if let us say life-saving equipment BPAP is required or recommended by the doctor, the beneficiary could not go and get it quickly. That beneficiary has to go to the polyclinic and show the prescription, and they have to see whether it is available in the stores. And if it is not available, then there has to be a NA certificate, etc., etc., etc. So literally, it took some time to get this, even this life-saving equipment, on discharge from a hospital. So the current policy, which is issued on 5th of May 2025, is beneficiary friendly. So if on discharge, maybe from an empanel hospital or from a service hospital, if the treating doctor recommends a life-saving homemade equipment, that means the prescription will show BiPAP is essential. Okay, that's what is a life-saving equipment. For example, this is the first step. Now, this prescription is in the form of an emergency certificate. That is, under the emergency, a life saving equipment is essential for the patient who is being discharged from a hospital. Okay, and the treating doctor gives an emergency certificate. Now, once you have this, you can go ahead and purchase it from the market. There is already a pre approval available for this step because it's a life saving equipment. Before applying for reimbursement, ensure that the particular emergency certificate provided by the treating doctor is also countersigned by the government hospital specialist or service hospital specialist. It's important. Okay, so there are two signatures in this particular emergency certificate. One is a treating doctor, other one is a government specialist, government hospital specialist, or a service hospital specialist. Any one of them need to countersign this. Attach this, apply for reimbursement. Please note, as I mentioned earlier, reimbursement will be limited to CGHS ceiling rate. So you get to know this. It is available in the reference which I have given at the end of this presentation. Refer that. In case of doubt, please speak to the officer in charge polyclinic if there is any other letter which is available. So you will get reimbursement limited to the CGHS ceiling rate. So you don't have to go through the polyclinic when there is a life-saving requirement, because on discharge immediately a person requires a BiPAP. They can't go to polyclinic, wait for NA certificate, etc., etc. Go ahead and buy it. Okay. Now for every one of these homemade equipment, there are certain consumables. Now these consumables, such as mask, tube, etc., which is required to operate this life-saving equipment, they will be issued by the polyclinic. Okay, based on the prescription and certificate here. If it is not available, you can purchase it, only the consumables, and you can apply for reimbursement. Okay, again, CGHS rates is limited to CGHS rate. So I've covered the main equipment, which is a life-saving equipment. Without doing anything, there's a pre-approval available to get a certificate. Go ahead and purchase and market, apply for reimbursement, and attach these documentation, bills, etc. There are two important references, or three. One is the Central Organization letter of 30th November 2023 and 5th May 2025. 5th May 2025 is what I have addressed in this video number 125. My video number 9 addresses all policies which are covered in this 30th November 2023. So if you start seeing this video first and then this video 125, you will have a very clear way forward and details on how to get homemade equipment and non-emergency and also life-saving homemade equipment under on discharge from a hospital. These are two things or three things, two letters and video number 09. As I always said in the 124 videos, I've taken a lot of effort to build and develop and launch these videos. My sincere request is don't copy or reproduce it without my permission. Kindly share it to any veteran, any family so that they get the benefit. In advance, I thank you very much for your support. Helping Hands for ECHS is a voluntary effort. Web Web portal is available. YouTube channel in the same name, Helping Hands for ECHS. Whenever you see the video, any videos, please hit subscribe button. So next time when I launch a video, you will get a trigger, you'll get a notification. Today, 100% of any query on ECHS I have covered in my YouTube. If you still think there is a doubt and you need help, send me a message. In case there is an emergency, you don't have anybody else to reach to, do not hesitate to call my mobile. I will try my best to help you. Jai Hind.